Okay, we're going to go through all of my Pat McGrath products today. Just going to share a little bit of information. Is this it? Is this all I have? Hey Sylvia. Yeah, I can make lunch today. Go ahead and hold the table. I'll be there in 15 minutes. Bye. Hi everybody, my name is Jackie and this is my channel. I just call it Everyday with Jackie. On this channel, you'll be sure to find some vlogs, a little bit of lifestyle content, and all the rest of my videos are all things beauty. So if this sounds like the channel for you, please click that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you'll be sure to know each and every time that I upload a video. And for my returning subscribers, it's good to see you as always. Welcome to today's video. In today's video, I am just sharing with you all of the items that I have from Pat McGrath Labs. You know, we have been celebrating her birthday for this entire week. So just to close things out for me, I'm just going to share a little bit of the products that I have and just give you a few of my thoughts and opinions about them. So let's go ahead and get ready to jump into today's video. Okay, so I was going to try to be all cute with my little off-the-shoulder thing, but it's getting on my nerves, so it'll probably be up around my neck in just a little bit. So the first palette, I guess we're going to start off with the palettes. So the first palette that I do want to talk to you about today is the Mothership Rose Decadence palette, and this is what it looks like. I did add this palette to my Shop My Stash this week. And it's actually the palette that I have on my eyes today. Let me give you a look at it. Now this palette does come with the little insert of the shade names because the names are not printed on the palette. So I have had a hard time keeping up with it. I just always stick it back in there, so I'll always have it. And this is what the palette looks like. I think the shades are so gorgeous. And actually, I thought the only look that I would be able to create with this palette would be just a pink look. But in today's video, let me make sure I have the names right. In today's video, the shades that I went in with on my lid is Hedonistic Rose, which is this shadow right here. Then I use Scandalous, which is this shade right here. I use Golden Honey, which is this shade right here. And then I dipped into Pink Champagne, just a little bit to brighten up underneath my eyebrow. So let me go ahead and just swatch those shades for you. The first one is going to be Hedonistic Rose. Then I'll swatch Scandalous, Golden Honey, and Pink Champagne. So here are the shades. And as you can see, this palette has wonderful pigmentation, great color payoff, and like I said, I like this palette a lot. I picked this palette up from Sephora. I was on the Sephora site and saw that they had this one on sale, and if I'm not mistaken, this palette was $30 some odd. And when I saw that, I went ahead and put this palette in my shopping cart and checked right on out. And I'm so happy I did. I have no regrets about this palette. I really like it a lot. Okay, so the next palette I want to talk about is the Eye Ecstasy Subversive Eyeshadow Palette. I think this was the second palette by Pat McGrath Labs that I ever picked up. And I got this one on sale too. And this is what this one looks like. It's very pretty. Now in this palette, there are no matte shades, but you can still make a look. You can either dip into some of Pat McGrath's other palettes or just use the shades as they are in this palette. I think I would dip into another one of her palettes that had mattes, but I haven't used this one all that often, but it is a beautiful kind of like a jewel tone palette. And let's just go ahead and do some swatches. So the shades in this palette are Lapis Luxury, Gold Standard, and Crimson Fire. And then we have Blue Blood and Synthetica. So let's just go ahead and swatch these going across and then to the bottom row. And this blue is just so pretty. And you know guys, I've had this palette a while, and if I'm not mistaken, she still sells it. I think it's been on sale on her website, if not this week, maybe last week. And here the shades all swatched out. Now, it looks like this one right here, Blue Blood. Looks like Blue Blood actually has a shift. I kind of see the purple and then it kind of shifts to a gold. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it does have a shift to it. But look at that blue. This is such a nice palette. It's very pretty. So yeah, this one, yes. So this palette is definitely worth having. Like I said, the payoff is just gorgeous. I again would use it with another one of her palettes, as I would use this as a companion palette just so I could have some matte shades to dip into. But this is beautiful. Now the next palette I want to talk about, I had for a long time before I used it, and this palette is not available any longer. But this is called her Pat McGrath Labs Mothership Sublime Bronze Temptation eyeshadow palette, and this was one of her holiday palettes. And this is in the packaging that kind of is like an envelope and folds down. It does come with the mirror. And it also has the insert to tell you the shade names on here. This one right here. I'll just show you what it looks like. Now this palette does have two mattes, and the shade names in this palette are Dark Paradise, Corruption, Provocatrix, Celestial, Burning Desire, and Supernova. So let's go ahead and swatch them from bottom to top. Very creamy feeling. And this one right here, the Corruption, is also definitely a dual chrome. It definitely has a strong shift to it. Let's look at these so far. I don't know if you can see the shift, but yeah, I think you can maybe see the shift to gold. You for sure can see it on my finger. It just flips from different colors. Okay, and I'm gonna swatch now this bottom row right here. Let me wipe off my fingers. Look at this green. Okay, and like I said, this one also has great color payoff, and it has two mattes in it that you can use. This is a pretty palette. I don't know why it took me a long time to play with it, but these shades are really right up my alley. So this one is nice. This one, like I said, is no longer available though. But like I always tell you guys, if you're interested in having something, somebody somewhere is selling it. So my next palette that I have is just one of my loves. It is the Mothership 8 Divine Rose 2 palette. This one is just gorgeous. I like this one so much. I don't want to show you all my mess on the table, but this is, I just got ready. I still got makeup brushes and everything. But this is what the packaging looks like. Now this, I was gonna say, this is supposed to have a card in here with the shade names. It's in the box. And this is the card right here with the shade names for this palette. And this is the palette in all its glory. So pretty. So let's just do a few swatches. I'm not gonna swatch this whole palette because there's 10 shades in here, but we'll just swatch a few. Let's start with Divine Dusk. which is this shade right here. And this is the shade right here. It's just very light and airy, but it's so pretty. Next, let's swatch Eleganza. And that's the shade right. That's the shade right here, Eleganza. Oh, these feel so buttery, you guys. I can just never get over it. This is Eleganza. Look at that. Isn't that just beautiful? And we'll swatch one more. We'll pick one of her special shades. You guys, I still, to this day, have not used the special shades. I have not. This shade, VR Sex Terrestrial, that shade. Now, this was the big hoopla about the palette because this definitely has a shift, but you can see it head on, but I can never get it to really show. But let's swatch this one. Like when I look at it head on, it just looks green, but on my finger you can definitely see the pink. See how it looks green here, and looking at it head on, see how it turns to pink. I think this is the first time I've ever been able to get it to show. But let's swatch it, and it swatches. It just, all I see is, see, isn't it just so weird? Because all I see when I look at it is like a pinky gold. But on camera, you guys are seeing the green, but you can also see the shift. Isn't that pretty? I love it. So again, this baby right here, I was so afraid that I was gonna miss out because I got this palette when it first dropped. I was so afraid that I was gonna miss out on picking it up because I had to take Lucky to Austin to the eye doctor about the same time that the palette was gonna drop. And I was so afraid that I was gonna miss out on it. So I'm happy that I was able to get it because I wanted the limited edition, which isn't limited so much anymore. She's, I think she's restocked the limited edition, so you can either get the regular or the limited edition packaging. And again, this has the bungee cord. I try to hold on to all my packages for my palettes from Pat McGrath, but this one is just like, I hold on to this one and display it. It's so pretty. And then I have one last palette. I just feel like I have one more. Maybe not. So I have one last palette, and it is the Mega Ship Mother Celestial Divinity Eyeshadow Palette. And this is it right here. I still have the packaging for it. Now the packaging for this is my least favorite. It just is. But the shadows in here are so pretty. My palette looks so beat up. It looks so beat up. Let me try to clean it off just a little bit. So it does come with the mirror, and it has these little strings right here to keep it open. And this is what this palette looks like. So pretty. Now this palette was a combination of two of her Star Wars palettes that she dropped that I missed out on. But the center of the palette, those are all new shades. So I think this is one Star Wars palette, and these two rows here are another Star Wars palette, and then these two rows in the center are new shades. So I was sorry that I missed out on this Star Wars palette. So when I saw that this was in here, as well as these new shades, I was like, yes, ma'am. And this is one of her, I think this was $65. So I was like, gosh, you get so many shades, and it's so, well, it's not as much as, you know, the 120 something palette. So I was happy to have this. And let's just, now on this palette, the shade names are on the back. So let's just swatch just a few. Now in here also, let me just mention, I think this is still available, and this does have mattes in here. So we have this matte shade, this matte, and this matte. So this comes with 4 matte shades, and it's just a beautiful palette. I am not sorry I got this one at all. I dug my finger in here, and I was sorry about that. So let's just go ahead and swatch. Oh, they have this beautiful green in here, and it is called Megabyte, if I'm not mistaken. It's this one right here. So let's swatch this one. Well, I still have my other swatches on, so I'll start swatching down here. That's Megabyte, and let's swatch one of the mattes. So we'll swatch Major Mahogany. That's this one right here. Now this one this matte has a dry feeling to it. It's a dry matte. There it is right here. And we'll swatch one more shade. You know I'll have to swatch a pink one. So let's swatch Fuchsia Shock, which is this one right here. Just beautiful. Ugh, this feels like cream. Look at that. Oh, I love this palette. Look at that. That's just gorgeous. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. So again, this baby is the Mothership Mega. Yes, ma'am. Celestial Divinity Eyeshadow Palette. Let me put her back in her box. Right here. Happy, no complaints really about any of the palettes that I've gotten from Pat McGrath. Now, I don't have all her palettes, obviously. I'm not a collector. I'm not trying to get every single palette. I only get the Pat McGrath items that speak to me. You know, I'm not trying to get everything that she releases, but just something that speaks to me and that I know that I would get a lot of use out of. Those are the products from Pat McGrath that I see myself purchasing, and there's not a dud in any of these palettes that I have by her. I love every single one of them. Now, the other products that I do have the Pat McGrath Labs, and this is also in my Shop My Stash for the month, and this is the Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Foundation. And that's the foundation that I am wearing on my face today. And I have the shade Medium Deep 24. And I think this foundation is so pretty. It goes on so nicely, and it has great coverage. You guys know I don't typically build up my foundations, but just with one layer of foundation, I think the coverage is fantastic. And again, like I said, I think this just wears well, looks great on the skin, and it has great coverage. It does come with a pump, which is always nice. And the bottle is just very luxe, very luxe. So I'm happy to have this. This foundation is certainly worth picking up. And next I have 2 concealers. And the concealers, let's see, it's just called Pat McGrath Labs Skin Fetish Sublime. And I have the shade MD22 and MD24. So I picked up the shade MD24 and realized it was the same shade as the foundation. So that's when I went ahead and picked up MD22 as well. So this is MD24 and this is the foundation. So I was thinking, oh boy, you know, you're not going to see any kind of variation. Your concealer is going to look just like your foundation. So then that's when I picked up MD22. Which I really should have just left alone. I should have just kept MD24 because I feel like this is just a little too bright. So I normally mix them together. So let me show you. This is MD22 right here, and MD24, and I have the MD24 on my under eyes now. Okay, so MD22, MD24. So like I said, now I just mix them together, and I'm happy with how it looks when you mix them together. Or I just wear MD24. But these concealers are so creamy. They are so creamy and they feel so good up underneath your eyes, and they look and wear well. So I'm happy that I have them. I always say I'm not sure if I will pick them up again, but I may. I just wouldn't get 2 shades. I wouldn't get the 2, but I would just get 1. But like I said, I would definitely get MD24 the next time. And so the next product that I have, I have one brush by Pat McGrath, and I used it today. Let me clean her off so she can look pretty. This brush right here, this is my Pat McGrath Labs brush. Now I think this is a concealer brush, but I tried using it as a concealer, but that was just too much work. Too much work for me to try to get in there and do what I needed to do. So I use this to contour my nose. That's what I use the brush for, and it works out just great. And so I just use a sponge for blending out my concealer. But this is a brush that Julia gave me, and I'm so happy that she did, because I do love this brush. And I did use it, like I said, today just to do a little bit of contouring on my nose. But this brush is still available. And you guys know I told you the story about I picked up the lip balm from Pat McGrath Labs, and mine had a fingerprint in it. So I did receive the new one, the replacement. And this one, let me show you what the packaging looks like. Now this comes in a tinted lip balm, and it also comes in just the plain lip balm. And I did have the tinted one in my shopping cart, and somebody stole it from up underneath me. Stole it right out of my cart. You know who you are. So I only was able to get the regular lip balm, but this is the packaging for it. Oh, sorry. This is the packaging for it, and it's just so cute. I don't know if you guys can make it out. It's just like some really high heel boots with spurs. So cute. And then this is the actual product right here. I haven't even used this, and this says that this is in the shade Clear. And this is part of the Luxe collection, and this is the Luxe Lip Balm. And this is 12 grams of product. And when I saw it, I just really wanted it so badly, but I waited till it went on sale. Y'all, that's what I do. And it just has Pat McGrath Labs around here, around the bottle, and it says twist and pull. Sometimes these are so hard to get into, because I have another product in a tin like this. Sometimes you can't get into them very easily. But like I said, this one is fingerprint free. The first one I got, I opened it up and it had a fingerprint right in there. And so I called them and they sent me the replacement. Haven't used it yet. I think I got this last week. The replacement I think I got it last Wednesday. So I am happy to have this, and I can't wait to use it actually. Next, I did just recently pick up a blush from Pat McGrath. And the packaging on this is just so pretty. And this is Pat McGrath Labs Divine Blush. And this is 9.7 grams of product. And I think, like I said, the packaging is so cute. You just stick the little lip into the little sleeve. This is the packaging. And then on the back, it just says Pat McGrath Labs Blush Without Caution. And it says, may result with prolonged use. So on these, you just push a little tab in and it pops up. Because at first I was like, dang, this is hard to open. But just push it in and it pops it up. And I picked up the shade in my blush. I have the shade Paradise Venus. It does come with a mirror. And this is what Paradise Venus looks like. And this is so pretty, guys. She has the little rose right here. Let's see if I can show you. You can see the little rose right there. And then just the brilliance etched in of the rose. So pretty. I hate to swatch it, but I will. When I tell you that this blush is so creamy, it really is. I'll swatch it. Now, I tried, for me, here's the blush right here. So I tried to venture away from the blush shades that I normally have in my collection. I wanted to go for something different, and that's why I chose this blush here. And it's so pretty, you guys. Like I said, this is the blush that I am wearing today. And this is my most recent, other than the lip balm, this is my most recent purchase from Pat McGrath. I'm happy to have this one in my collection. And so next up, the rest of my items from Pat McGrath are the lip glosses, the lipsticks, and one full-size lipstick. So I have 3 of the mini lipsticks, 3 of these little mini ones. I was trying to see if I knew what collection this was from, but I don't think it says. And I don't think these are available anymore. So just let me show you what they look like. This shade is called Fever Dream. And this is what this one looks like. So here's Fever Dream right here. My next shade is Elson. I think I have Elson in 2 different lipsticks. This is Elson, such a beautiful red. This is Elson. This is my favorite. And then I have Guinevere, this blue one. And next I have 3 more minis. So the first one is Elson again. So I don't need to swatch this one, but just a pretty red. But yeah, this is it in the middle. Then I have Full Panic. This is what it looks like. Oh, looks like an electric pink. And this is again Full Panic. And then we have Obsessed. And there is Obsessed right here. And then, like I mentioned, I have 1 full size. And this is in the shade Flesh 3. And there's Flesh 3. And then I have 3 glosses. And actually I have all 3 on my lips today. But here are the 3 glosses. And I think I just did a short demoing all 3 of these on YouTube. And the first one is called Sunset Rose. Let's put her right here. And here's Sunset Rose, very soft pink. And it does have like little shimmer in it. You probably can't pick that up from the swatch, but it definitely does. Next, which is Flesh 6, and this one is one of my favorites. So pretty. And here it is right here. And again, this one has shimmer in it as well. But like I said, you really can't see it. And the last one is Love Potion. And so maybe these are the, yeah, these are the Mini Lust collection. I can see that now. And again, this was Love Potion. And that's what I have on the center. Can hardly see. There you go. Love Potion is right here. And dare I say, you guys, that's it. Took a little longer than 15 minutes, huh? But those are the products that I have from Pat McGrath Labs. And like I said, I don't have a lot. I'm really not a collector, but I know that as she releases more products, I know that I'll definitely find something that I think fits my personality and my collection and what I'm missing from my collection. So like I said, this is Pat McGrath week. A lot of people are pumping out a lot of Pat McGrath content. So I just wanted to hop on and do a little, not a full face, but just a little look with her palette and her some of her base products, and just show you the few items that I have by Pat McGrath in my collection. So if you did enjoy today's video, I hope you'll consider subscribing to my channel, giving this video a thumbs up, and ringing the notification bell. It just lets you know each and every time that I upload a video. And share the channel because you know I don't mind. And lastly, please know that you are always welcomed and wanted here on my channel. And with that said, thank you guys so much for tuning in to today's video, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, everybody, and have a great day. Bye-bye.